All right, guys, we got another tier list. This time it is horror movie characters, man. So I had to make my own tier list because there are some horror movie characters I don't know, like Sam from Trick or Treat. I haven't watched that, and also The Exorcist. I've watched the new one. I can't really remember what happened in the first one, so I kind of left that out. But these characters I all know fairly well. Pretty well, fairly well. Yeah. So we're going to be ranking them on a tier list, kind of just where I would rank them. And I think we're going to do a little bit of lore for each of them. So let's get it, man. All right, first things first, we got Annabelle. She's changed the doll game, let's just say that. According to the Warrens, a student nurse was given the doll in 1970. They said that the doll behaved strangely and that a psychic medium told the student that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle, giving her her name. The student and her roommate tried to accept and nurture the spirit possessed doll, but the doll reportedly exhibited malicious and frightening behavior. It was at this point that the Warrens say they were first contacted, moving the doll to their museum after pronouncing it demonically possessed. The doll remained in a glass box at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, until the museum's closure over zoning violations. So, if you've watched the movies, she's pretty crazy, bro. She is pretty crazy, and they really, like, I wouldn't say exaggerate. They really showed how dangerous this doll is, and it's kind of fucked. But it's actually possessed by, like, this, like, what even is it called? It's like a demon that kind of portrays itself as something innocent, and that's exactly what it is, and she is dangerous as fuck. She's literally made so many people afraid of dolls. It is insane. And just because of that, I think we got to put her at an A. Next up, we got Art the Clown from The Terrifier. Art the Clown is a fictional character and the primary antagonist in the Terrifier franchise and related media. Created by Damien Leone, the character first appeared in the short films The Ninth Circle in 2008 and Terrifier 2011. Both shorts were included in the anthology film All Hallows Eve, which marked the character's feature film debut. Okay. And in these early appearances, why did I say it like that? In these early appearances, he was portrayed by Mike. Oh, hold on. Gianelli. Sorry if I just pronounced that like terribly. Before his retirement from acting, he was replaced by David Howard Thornton. Yeah, I heard about him, bro. Who portrayed Art in Terrifier 2016, Terrifier 2 2022, and Terrifier 3 coming soon later this year. Actually, pretty soon here. So Art the Clown. He's very, very vicious with his killings, all right? He doesn't really have, like, a background, I would say. We don't really know much about him. All we know is you kill him and he comes back. Simple as that. And he seems to really like to target people. He, like, kind of, like, starts off targeting and, yeah. And anyone who gets in his way, he'll kill too. Very brutally. And it's in his name, Art. He kind of makes art out of his victims, which is kind of fucked to think about it like that. He's scary. Other than Pennywise, I would say he's definitely made clowns a lot scarier for people. And, you know, he's got to be up here, man. Would I rank him an S, though? Would I rank him an S? So, the thing is when I think of horror, I think of, like, gore and jump scares and stuff like that. I feel like he's got to be up there, man. I feel like he's got to be up there. I'm super excited for Terrifier 3. I heard it's going to be one of the greatest movies that they've ever made for Terrifier, at least, probably. And so yeah, man, I'm kind of excited for this. Next up, we got Bathsheba Sherman from The Conjuring. Bathsheba Sherman is the main antagonist of the 2013 horror film The Conjuring, the first installment in the Conjuring universe, which is loosely based on the true story of the haunting in Harrisville, Rhode Island. She is the evil spirit of an 1800s devil worshipper and witch. Yeah. So from what I know about Bathsheba Sherman. Um, it's not confirmed she actually is the demon or whatever, the ghost or whatever that is possessing that house. In fact, a lot of people think it's not, especially recently. And so basically, explained in the movie, she was a witch or devil worshiper, and she was kind of fucked up, literally poking babies with needles and killing herself, and it's just super brutal. Super brutal. She is super scary in the movie, man. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, this scene right here, I'm telling you, every time I see that, bro, it gives me nightmares, bro. It is terrifying. But I wouldn't say she was very, like, powerful. She's definitely, like, made people think that, oh man, it's Bathsheba Sherman, but you know, it wasn't really proven that it was. But you know, legendary film. I think I'm gonna have to put her at an A list, man. No, maybe a B. I moved her down to a B because she kind of went out sad. I'm not gonna lie, bro. All you had to do was call out to her. Like, that was crazy. And then you're like, get back, go away. That's all you had to really do, and she was gone. So B list. I think that's fair for her. She's an icon, but like, she went out pretty sad, bro. Okay, next up we got Beetlejuice, man. Beetlejuice, also known as Beetlejuice, yeah, okay, is a trickster and mischievous ghost. He's the main antagonist of the Beetlejuice movie, the main protagonist of the animated TV series, and the I can never pronounce that, of the sequel. During the Black Death, Beetlejuice was a grave robber who married Dolores, who poisoned him to gain immortality, but he killed her with an axe. As a ghost in the netherworld, he became a powerful and perverted entity known as Beetlejuice and became an assistant to advisor Juno. However, he decided to become a bioexorcist, a job dedicated to expelling humans from ghost properties, causing him to be banished by Juno with the curse of being summoned if someone said his name 3 times. So, you know, he's really cool. He's super funny. Also pretty scary at some points. He's really cool. He's really cool. He's definitely an icon. You pretty much just summon him and then I don't know, tell him to go away. He's pretty fucked up. I'm gonna have to put him at a B. He's cool. He's cool though. He's super cool though. Like, he's definitely an icon. If we're doing like an icon, like who's like most iconic, he would definitely be up there. But just ranking him on a tier list with all these others, he's got to be a B. All right, Bride in Black. The Bride in Black. So this is one of the more interesting characters, and it's actually not exactly what you think. In fact, so here's the background. He is a man who, in life, became a serial killer after suffering years of psychological abuse at the hands of his mother, and later became a parasitic ghost bent on killing and possessing John Lambert. He was portrayed by Philip Redman in the first film and later by Tom Fitzpatrick as older Parker in the sequel, while his younger self was portrayed by Tyler Griffin as young Parker. But at the ending of the first film and its sequel, Parker's spirit goes inside Josh Lambert's body. So therefore, Patrick Wilson, who also played Jim in American Dad. Oh, I did actually not know that. Agent Lynch in the Team A, Alex Murphy in The Commuter, Ocean Master in the DC Extended Universe, Ross Humboldt in The Tallgrass, and a possessing Cordax in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Also portrayed Parker. Okay. So the Bride in Black, very weird. Very weird. It's actually a guy, and he was very fucking creepy. Very, very creepy, actually. Very creepy. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. So this is actually from Insidious, if you guys don't know. I think I'm gonna put the Bride in Black in the B tier. She was he was super terrifying, and it kind of was like when you found out more about him, it was like, wait, what? What is even going on, man? What is even going on? It was kind of just crazy, man. So yeah, B sounds good for him. Next up, we got Chucky. All right, so if you guys don't know what Chucky is, you must be sleeping under a rock. But Chucky is a killer good guy doll that had his soul transferred into the doll by using voodoo. Despite his small size, Chucky has the strength of a full-grown man. So Chucky is very interesting, kind of just as a serial killer in a doll's body, which is kind of fucked. Definitely like how Annabelle did, has changed the way people view dolls. Which, yeah, I would say Chucky's got to be like one of the highest. He's definitely an icon. He is crazy, and yeah, his movies are really great. I would rate him an A, because he doesn't really do anything crazy, and if anything, he just gets tossed around half the time. But he's an icon, he's psychotic, and he's in a doll, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, fire. Next up, we got the Devil Made Me Do It demon. The unnamed demon that possessed Arnie Johnson, I don't know his middle name, but Arnie Johnson is the overarching antagonist of the 8th film in the Conjuring universe. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, although the demon that was possessing Arnie is unknown, in reality, the Warrens believe that the demon who was possessing Arnie was Bale. So, this was a good movie. Very good movie. It's based on a true story, and it's kind of fucked. It is kind of fucked. And it actually was like a witch or something using the demon to kill people and stuff like that. And yeah, it was pretty messed up. And the demon actually did kind of some good at the end there, kind of took the witch with her back to hell or whatever. We didn't really get to see much, but it was a pretty fucked up demon, especially that scene when the little boy, I forgot his name, like little boy is like on the table, like doing the weird stuff. Pretty crazy, but we never really actually got to see what the demon could do, especially, at the end it kind of showed, but like it wasn't really being controlled. It wasn't itself, it was being controlled. So I ain't gonna lie, it's got to be a C, because like it's still very, very dangerous, but it's nothing crazy. Next up, we got the Evil Dead demon. The Canardian demon, which is the Evil Dead demon, also known as the Evil and the Force, also called Rotten Applehead and the Evil Force, is the main antagonist of the Evil Dead franchise. It is an evil supernatural entity that was the living spirit of the accursed spellbook known as the Book of the Damned. I don't know that, but the Book of the Damned, basically. The Canardian demon is the alpha/leader of the Deadites, due to Deadites referring to themselves in plural, and when manifesting as Evil Ash. Holy crap. The Evil Force later took over as leader of the Deadites army, also called the Army of the Darkness. During its war against mankind in the 14th century, its demon vocal sounds were provided by Frank Welker, who is known for voicing other demons. So, if you guys haven't really watched any of the Evil Dead movies, I haven't watched the first, original. I remember watching the one where she's in the basement and trying to get out and shit. That was pretty fucked. In fact, that's actually the image we used. And then in the new one, Evil Dead Rise, fucking crazy, by the way. This demon, man, she's fucking scary. I'm just gonna say it now. She's got to be an A. She is terrifying. Yeah. She is scary as shit. I'm not gonna lie. And watching that Evil Dead movie, oh my god, bro. Not the new one. The new one was pretty scary too, but like the Evil Dead one where she's like in the basement and shit. Oh my god, bro. That shit gave me nightmares. So yeah, I'd put her in A. Put her in A, man. Next up, we got Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is a fictional character and the antagonist of the A Nightmare on Elm Street horror film franchise created by Wes Craven. He made his debut in Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street as the malevolent spirit of a child killer who had been burned to death by his victims' parents after evading prison. Krueger goes on to murder his victims in their dreams, causing their deaths in the real world as well. In the dream world, he is a powerful force and seemingly invulnerable. However, whenever Freddy is pulled back into the real world, he has normal human vulnerabilities and can be destroyed. He is commonly identified by his burned, disfigured face, dirty red and green striped sweater, and brown fedora, and trademark metal-clawed brown leather right hand glove. The glove was a product of Krueger's own imagination, having welded the blades himself before using it to murder many of his victims, both in the real and dream worlds. Over the course of the film series, Freddy has battled several reoccurring survivors, including and then it just lists characters. And so yeah, he's pretty fucked up, and he gets to you through dreams. That is fucking sick, and he's more powerful in dreams. He's an icon. Whenever you see like a red or green shirt, or like even the claws, or like anything, you immediately think of it. And he was a child murderer, which is kind of fucked. But yeah, I would say he's got to be probably A, man. Like, he's got to be A. He's got to be A, bro. He is just, I mean, S. Why am I saying it? S. S. He's got to be S. At minimum, A. If you put him at B, bro, you're just hating. But A or S, man, yeah. I would say he'd be in between, but he's an icon. He's got to be at S, bro. Anyways, we got Ghostface. Ghostface is the main antagonist of the Scream film series. His identity is voiced by Roger L. Jackson in all appearances. Okay. Ghostface was named after a vinyl Halloween mask. It was sold as a Father Death costume in real life. The mask was inspired by Edvard Munch painting The Scream. Ghostface often called their victims on the phone, taunting or threatening them before stabbing them to death with an 8-inch hunting knife. Oh, nice. They occasionally asked their victims horror movie trivia and stalked them in a manner reminiscent of said films. So, here's the thing about Ghostface. He's human, all right? He's got nothing special to him. He's just a human psychopath. He kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. He's very iconic though, and he really likes to play with his victims, and it's never the same Ghostface. It's just a bunch of people trying to carry on like a legacy. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah, he's not that crazy, bro. I'm a big fan of him, but like, he's not that crazy compared to like all these other people on this list. But I'd put him probably at an A. I'd probably put him at an A, man. He's definitely up there, bro. Especially that newer one, like the 2, and they're like super fucking aggressive. That is crazy, bro. Bro even used a shotgun, but like, he's kind of stupid, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of stupid. I could easily whoop Ghostface ass, bro. Like, straight up, you just keep a Glock on you, boom, 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 you know, like GG's. But yeah, so I'm gonna put him. You know what? I'm being generous at putting him at an A. I might move him to a B. I'm gonna move him to a B. I know that's probably gonna make a lot of people mad, but like, on this list, you know, he's not that crazy. He's not that crazy. All right. He doesn't do anything special. He just stabs people. Simple as that. The new one though was fire. Next up, we got Hannibal Lecter. Dr. Hannibal Lecter, MD, born 1933, is a Lithuanian-American serial killer notorious for consuming his victims, earning him the name Hannibal the Cannibal. Orphaned at a young age, Lecter moved to the United States of America, becoming a successful psychiatrist. He committed a series of 9 brutal cannibalistic murders and was eventually caught by Will Graham, who later consulted him for advice on capturing the Tooth Fairy. He escaped incarceration whilst assisting Claire Starling in capturing Buffalo Bill. 7 years later, after a near-death encounter with one of his surviving victims, he reunites with Starling, and they become lovers. So, Hannibal Lecter, all right, it's just scary to think there's someone out there like eating other people, killing them and eating them. It's fucking scary, very scary actually. He's kind of badass, but he's human at the end of the day. Nothing too crazy. I would say he's on like maybe the same level as Ghostface. Once again, like they can get their ass kicked. Simple, man. Like, don't play with me, bro. You come at me, I'm hitting you with a 1-2, dodging the knife, whatever, shit. Boom, boom, easy, man. So I have to put them at B. They're very iconic, but they're definitely killable and avoidable. Next up, we got Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is a character from the Friday the 13th series. He first appeared in Friday the 13th as the young son of camp cook turned killer Miss Voorhees, in which he was portrayed by Ari Lehman, created by Victor Miller, with contributions of Ron Kurz, Sean S. Cunningham, and Tom Savini. Jason was not originally intended to carry the series as the main antagonist. The character has subsequently been represented in various other media, including novels, video games, comic books, and a crossover film with another iconic horror film, Freddy Krueger. The character has primarily been an antagonist in the films, whether by stalking and killing the other characters or acting as a psychological threat to the protagonist, as in the case of Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Since Lehman's portrayal, the character has been represented by numerous actors and stuntmen, sometimes by more than one at a time. This has caused some controversy as to who should receive credit for the portrayal. Kane Hodder, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, he is the best known of the stuntmen to portray Jason Voorhees, having played the character in 4 consecutive films. So, the hockey mask, very iconic. He wasn't intended to be the main antagonist. It was his mother, which actually, like, after she died in the first film, he kind of got resurrected and brought up. It's a sad story, but yeah, he's just iconic as shit, man. I'd put him at A. Although I don't think I've ever seen Jason die. That's the thing. He kind of just like stalks people. I would put him on the same level as Freddy, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. Freddy's is just so much more cooler. Like, bro plays in the dreams and shit like that, and has like his iconic stuff and stuff like he's just up there, bro. But Jason's got to be at A, man. He's got to be at A. His movies are sick, but yeah, man. All right, next up, we got Jigsaw, also known for his Saw movies, John Kramer. Let's get it. John Kramer, also known as the Jigsaw Killer, or simply Jigsaw, is a fictional character and the primary antagonist of the Saw franchise. Jigsaw made his debut in the first film of the series, Saw, and appears in all subsequent installments, with the exception of Spiral, which he is only mentioned and featured in photographs. He is portrayed by an actor, Tobin Bell. Oh, shit. Okay, so if you guys don't know what Saw is, let's just say you gotta be sleeping under a rock. You gots to be. You gots to be, bro. Like, he is so brutal. Jigsaw is so brutal, man. It is fucked. Here's the thing, though. So he makes traps that make people make decisions where it could either kill you or, you could get out alive, little battle scars every once in a while. Usually you have to have done something super fucked up to get in those games. We have seen kind of innocent people, pretty much innocent people, be put in these games. So that's the thing, though. He's like, how do I explain it? So he's not as fucked up as a lot of these people. Of course, he has fucked up thoughts, and then when he puts it to like the test and whatever, and like makes traps, that is super fucked. And how he has like no mercy for anyone, super fucked. At the end of the day, he is just a human. A lot of people stand by him. The only thing is like if we're comparing him to Hannibal Lecter and Ghostface, Jigsaw's 10 times more gruesome. Like, it is gory watching these films. So just for that, I'm gonna have to put him in an A. Next up, we got the Key Demon. Keyface, sometimes called the man with the keys and the key demon, is a demonic inhabitant of the Further and the main antagonist of Insidious: The Last Key, the fourth installment of the Insidious franchise. He appears as a grim, long-haired male humanoid with a disfigured skull-like face and with keys for fingertips. Super fucked up. Okay, so the Keyface demon, man. The Key Demon. He was super creepy. He kind of went out sad, though, I'm not gonna lie. Super creepy. Really made you, like, fear, though. I'm not gonna lie. But I wouldn't say he's, like, an icon or anything. He didn't do anything too crazy other than, he stuck his key, one of his nails or whatever, his key, into a girl's throat and, like, fucked up her vocal box and shit so she couldn't scream. That was fucking sick. But, yeah, I'm going to put him as a C. He's just not really memorable. But, yeah, crazy. Next up, we got La Rona. La Rona, the crying woman, the wailer, is a vengeful ghost in Mexican folklore who is said to roam near bodies of water, mourning her children, whom she drowned in a jealous rage after discovering her husband was unfaithful to her. Whoever hears her crying either suffers misfortune or death, and their life becomes unsuccessful in every field. So, she's an absolute legend, and I've actually heard stories like, they're like, oh, don't go out at a certain time, man, otherwise La Llorona will get you, man. The weeping woman or whatever. Legend, man. Legend, and I don't know, I don't think it's an actual, like, thing, even though it's rumored to be true. I don't think it's an actual thing. But, still, man, fucking crazy, super cool, super sad. I'm going to put her as a B. Because anyone who knows her doesn't forget her. Simple as that. Next up, we got Leatherface. Bubba Sawyer, better known as Leatherface, is the main antagonist of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. He is an unstable and cannibalistic serial killer who wears masks that are the faces of his victims, perfectly flayed from their bodies. Together with his mysterious and insane family, Leatherface would hunt down any intruder who steps into their territory and would use different kinds of tools to murder them. But he mostly uses his chainsaw due to having acromegaly. He is a large individual. Yeah. So, okay, so Leatherface, he is a crazy guy, very big guy, very intimidating, protects his land. I've watched the, like, kind of like, how to explain it? Like the lore kind of movie where he was put into like a psych ward after his brothers had killed innocent people, and they kind of just put him into like a children's place or in like a psych ward or something like that. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, and then he did have emotions, and then when he met his family, he just fucking, oh my god, he didn't give a shit, man. He was down for it. So, I would say I'd put him there because I feel like I could escape him. I feel like I could, man. I feel like I could. So, yeah, I'm gonna just put him at A. He's definitely iconic, but we gotta put him at A, man. Next up, we got Michael Myers. Michael Myers is a character from the slasher film series Halloween. He first appears in 1978 in John Carpenter's Halloween as a young boy who murders his elder sister, Judith Myers. 15 years later, he returns home to Haddonfield, Illinois, to murder more teenagers. In the original Halloween, the adult Michael Myers, referred to as the Shape in the closing credits, was portrayed by Nick Castle for most of the film and substituted by Tony Moran in the final scene where Michael's face is revealed. The character was created by John Carpenter and has been featured in 12 films as well as novels, video games, and comic books. Okay, so Michael Myers, just a boy that was like, I not really cared about, wanting attention, and then all of a sudden, he kind of just snapped. And then, for some reason, he's super unkillable. I don't really know what makes that, but he actually, spoiler alert, he actually did get killed in the last movie, I think. They kind of had to meat grind him. He literally got fucking, like, mangled, bro. Grinded to death. It's pretty fucked up. And that seemed to be the only way to kill him. Like, bullets didn't do shit, and, like, knives didn't do shit. But he was also very, like, he was very nice in the newer movie. Like, he was trying to, like, pass down the torch to someone else, I think. Which was kind of fucked. But, yeah, don't really know what makes him so invincible. But, I know he was a part of a cult in the one. So I'm going to put him at A. He's very iconic, but if he's killable... Actually, that's the thing, though. Like, he is so, like... It's so iconic, though. He's so iconic, bro. The mask, the knife, the jumpsuit. I'm going to have to put him at A. If I put, like, Leatherface and Jason here, I got to put Michael Myers at A. Simple as that. All right, next up, we got Patrick Bateman. Patrick Bateman is a fictional character created by the novelist Bret Easton Ellis. He is the villain protagonist and unreliable narrator of Ellis' 1991 novel American Psycho, and is played by Christian Bale in the 2000 film adaptation of the same name. Bateman is a wealthy and materialistic yuppie and Wall Street investment banker who supposedly leads a secret life as a serial killer. He has also briefly appeared in other Ellis novels and their film and theatrical adaptations. So, Patrick Bateman, man. Super cool. Like, this movie is perfect, bro. It's like, he kind of lives like a boring life, and then he kind of just like has like a psychopath life, whatever, bro. Like, it's kind of also relatable, like, not fitting in. Like, he doesn't feel like he fits in, so he, like, does all this stuff to, like, try and make him fit in. But, he's kind of a psychopath. Like, he would bring girls home, fuck them, and kill them and shit like that. And, first of all, I don't know if he's just, like, superhuman or what, but, like, that chainsaw scene where he drops it and, like, perfectly, like, oh my god. I don't know that, bro. I don't know how he did that. But, super fucking good movie. Super, like, I would say he looks normal. He looks normal on the outside. So you don't really know what's really going on the inside. Super relatable character. But, yeah, he kind of loses it in the end. He, like, freaks out, man. I would say he's B tier, man. Like, I couldn't imagine being a female and seeing shit like that, bro. Like, hell no. Next up, we got Pennywise. It, also known as Pennywise and Pennywise the Dancing Clown, is the titular, I don't know what that means, antagonist in Stephen King's 1986 horror novel of the same name. The character is an ancient, shape-shifting, trans-dimensional evil entity who preys upon the children, and sometimes adults, of Derry, Maine, roughly every 27 years, using a variety of powers that include the ability of shape-shifting and manipulation of reality. During the course of the story, it primarily appears in the form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. The Losers Club becomes aware of Pennywise's presence after it kills Bill Denbrough's little brother, Georgie. So, Pennywise, man. First of all, he did end up getting killed, I'm pretty sure. But, like, he's so, like, it's so weird. He's so interesting to me. Super creepy too. He like preys on fear and shit. Like it's actually so cool. And like I feel like I have to put him at S tier, man. Like he's so iconic and it's scary, bro. Once again, also changing the clown game, man. Making the clowns like even more terrifying, man. It just makes sense. I feel like Michael Myers should be maybe S tier. I don't know. I really don't know. But I have for Jason down here too, like, and Chucky. I feel, yeah, I have to leave Michael here. So I think we're gonna leave it like that. Next up, we got Pinhead. Pinhead, also known as Lead Cenobite or the Hell Priest, among other names and titles, is a fictional character and the main antagonist of the Hellraiser franchise. The character is first appeared as an unnamed figure in the 1986 Clive Barker novella, The Hellbound Heart. When Clive Barker adapted the novella, I don't know what the hell a novella is, but into the 1987 film Hellraiser, he referred to the character in early drafts as the Priest, but the final film gave no name. The production and makeup crew nicknamed the character Pinhead, derived from his bald head studded with nails, and fans accepted the sobriquet. Okay. The name was then used in the press materials, tie-in media, and on-screen in some of the film's sequels, although Barker himself deprises the moniker. Okay, and basically this is just saying Pinhead is the leader of the Cenobites, and said to be humans who were later transformed into demonic creatures blindly, devoted to the practice of experimental whatever. They exist in an all extra dimensional realm that is hell, or one of many versions of hell that coexist. Cenobites are usually only summoned to Earth through puzzle boxes, such as one called the Lee Marchant. Okay, yeah, the Lament configuration. That's what I know it as. Pinhead, man, crazy. One of my favorite horror movie characters of all time. He is so cool looking, and you know, he's pretty fucking scary. Like, he'll bring you down to hell and shit, man, through the Lament configuration. Super cool. The films are so like entertaining, and like usually it's a like detective on a case, cause like studying the case of a disappearing person, and turns out they're actually in fucking hell. And yeah, man, I'm gonna put him at an S. That might be a little biased because I'm a super big fan of Pinhead, but yeah. Next up, we got the red-faced demon, or the lipstick-faced demon, whatever you want to call it. The lipstick-faced demon, also known as the man with fire on his face, the red-faced demon, Sixtus, or simply the demon, is the main antagonist of the Insidious franchise. It is a demonic resident of the Further that seeks to bring pain and chaos to the world of the living by possessing a human body. It was portrayed by the film's musician and composer, Joseph Bishara, who also played Bathsheba Sherman in The Conjuring. No way. That is crazy. I did not know that. Okay, so the red-faced demon, man. Super scary looking. I feel like there's many times he could have easily just killed them right then and there, but didn't. He's pretty iconic, especially that scene where he's like behind. I'm pretty sure it's actually here. You'll probably see it somewhere. Like, yeah, this scene, like, oh my god, and then doop doop. You know, like, dude, that shit was crazy. But I wouldn't say he's like S tier. No, maybe B tier. He's super iconic though. I'm gonna put him B tier. Same tier as Bathsheba, which kind of funny. But yeah, next up we got the Babadook. The Babadook most generally appears as a towering, shadowy boogeyman wearing a black coat and hat with long, claw-like hands and a pale, frightening face. The Babadook haunts whomever reads its poem and hides inside a pop-up book. that mysteriously appears in random homes as its prey becomes more frightened, the Babadook becomes more monstrous. So the Babadook is like he's kind of like Freddy, I would say. I would say he's a pretty crappy version of how Freddy was supposed to be like portrayed. I can't really remember much about him. He's kind of a lesser known character, I would say. I'm gonna put him because he is kind of scary. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him B tier. Actually, no. I'm gonna put him C tier. Yeah. I feel C tier is better for it. He is super scary though. Super scary. If you guys haven't watched that movie, oh my god, go watch The Babadook. Holy shit. Yeah. Next up, we got The Grudge. The Grudge is a curse born when someone dies in extreme rage or sorrow and lingers where the person dies. Those who encounter it will die, and the curse is reborn repeatedly, passing the victim from victim to victim in an endless growing chain of horror. So, this character, of course, got killed from her like husband or whatever, doing some crazy stuff, man. She's scary. And the long hair, man. We're mainly talking about this character, by the way. We're not talking about anybody else. We're mainly talking about this character. Super creepy, especially the little boy with like the cat or whatever, man. That was crazy. But I don't know how you would escape her, to be honest. I'm gonna have to put her at an A tier. Legendary movie, super scary. Yeah, I don't really know how you would escape her. Yeah, man. Don't really know, man. Good luck is all I gotta say. Next up, we got The Hills Have Eyes people. The Hill People is the name of the inhabitants of Yuma Flats after the nuclear testing done by the US government in the 50s and 60s. The original inhabitants of the town were in the mines when they were testing, when the testing was being carried out, and so the children born in the mines were mutated by the seeping radiation that soon filled the shafts of the mine. The mutants soon left the mines when the testing stopped, and they began to kill the normal inhabitants of the neighboring small towns, setting up a clan system of different mutant families in different areas and the desert. They soon started killing and eating those who passed through Yuma Flats, and the area quickly became known as a region filled with rumors of vanished people. The Hill People stashed the cars of their victims in the craters but left by the atomic bombs, of which there were a lot of, and became large enough to present a serious threat to a medium to large group of travelers. Okay, so these people are like mutants, all right, like radiation mutants, and they like to stay in the hills, and they distance themselves from actual people, but they also hate actual people, like normal looking people, and they eat them. Kind of fucked up, and they know their land super well. And yeah, man, like they know how to cover things up. Super smart, super strong. I'm gonna put them, so they are killable though. I'm gonna put them at B tier. I feel like B tier is like kind of perfect for it. Because like it's a group of people, and it's just a good movie. All right, if you guys haven't watched it, just go watch it. It'll explain a lot. Next up, we got The Man Who Can't Breathe. The Man Who Can't Breathe, also known as the Wheezing Demon, is the main antagonist of the 2015 horror film Insidious Chapter 3, the third installment in the Insidious franchise. He appears as a thin man with corpse-like skin in a hospital gown. He wears the breathing mask that covers his grimy and deformed mouth. So, here's the thing. When the movie came out, absolutely terrified me. But he's kind of a bitch, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's kind of a bitch, I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't anything crazy, super scary, but wasn't anything crazy, and really like to like slowly hurt his victims, like break their legs or whatever, man. Crazy. But yeah, and then he kept her as like a pet or whatever. That was kind of fucked. But yeah, he's kind of a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. He went out sad. I'm gonna put him at a C. Wasn't too crazy, although the movie was super scary. It wasn't too crazy, man. It wasn't too crazy. Next up, we got the Nun, man. Valak, also known as its alternate avatars, the Nun or the Crooked Man, is the overall main antagonist of the Conjuring universe, serving as the overarching antagonist of The Conjuring alongside the main antagonist of The Conjuring 2, The Nun, and The Nun 2, and the overarching antagonist of Annabelle Creation. So, in ancient times, Valak was once an angel in heaven who served God. However, a fellow angel named Lucifer rebelled against God and gathered other angels to become his followers, including Valak. After the rebellion, Lucifer, Valak, and the other angels were cast out of heaven. Lucifer became Satan, and Valak and the other angels who were cast down became demons. In the process, Valak was not only stripped of its status as an angel, but was also stripped of its special powers it had as an angel. So, Valak, man, this is terrifying, all right? Let's just say that now. Let's just get that out of the way. A nun? Like a demon nun? That is super fucked. And then she can also portray herself as like the crooked man and whatever, man. Crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. She's pretty fucked up. She died kind of sad, though, to be honest. Like, once you find out her name and stuff, you kind of just, like, cast her back down to hell. Kind of the same way this demon was. But at least Valak, like, she ran the pockets, bro. She ran it up when she was, doing all that shit. And she really showing what she was like. And she's terrifying. Not gonna lie. If this demon actually showed us what, like, was up, man, I feel like it would be ranked higher. But Valak, man, legendary. I'm going to put her at, I'm going to put her on the same level as A. I was going to put her at S, but I ain't gonna lie, she went out kind of sad, I ain't gonna lie. So, yeah, I think A suits that. Next up, we got the Ring Girl. Alright, and lastly, we got Samara Morgan. She is the main antagonist of the Ring film series and the Western adaptation of Sadako Yamamura from the original Koji Suzuki novel, as well as the Ringu franchise. A ghost, Samara was once a child gifted with the psychic ability known as Nensha. As she was unable to control this ability, Samara would mentally affect those around her, including her adoptive mother, Anna. Initially, Samara appears as a pretty, although withdrawn young girl with brown eyes. In addition to these features, she had long brown hair and fair skin. She wore a white nightgown. And her spirit from Samara in the is very haunting in appearance, resembling a Japanese onryo. A spirit focused on vengeance. Her hair is now black and soaking wet, hiding her water-lodged and deformed face, which has turned somewhat gray in color with sunken eyes. Her skin has become an unnatural, moldy color, although when she climbs out of a television portal, her skin appears a milky gray. In addition to this, her white dress becomes tattered and soaked with water, turning it brownish, yellow, gray, and black. Okay, so she's fucking terrifying. I couldn't imagine just sitting there watching a movie and then all of a sudden static and then boom, you see a girl and then she starts coming out of a TV. Crazy. And 7 days, like, kind of crazy. Now she like changes her appearance and stuff like that. I don't really know how you would kill her. Maybe like going back to the well or whatever. I'm gonna put her at B. Legend, but no, wasn't anything too crazy. She was super scary, but still, I'm gonna leave her at B. This is my tier list for ranking these horror movie characters, like just based off of the character. This is not like who's more iconic, who's the crazier killer, who does what, who does this. This is just where I feel like they would all rank. So yeah, man, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. Did I do well? How would you guys like to do it? Because I'm actually curious. And if you guys do want to come do this for yourself, I'm going to leave a link in the description. So definitely go check that out. And be sure, if you guys do it, to tag me in a post or whatever. So I can see, man. But anyways, guys, hope you guys did enjoy. We're on the road to 600 subs, so if you guys would like to support the goal, be sure to drop a sub. Also drop a like on the videos you guys do enjoy most. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.